Right, this is the second speech we're doing today. There's my 3 people in the audience and 2 dogs that are floating around. Here we go. I'm gonna hand this off to there. Okay, great. All right, everybody, thanks for your attention. Today I am going to chat with you a little bit about pickleball. So, what is the fastest growing sport in the United States that was named after the owner's dog, Pickles? Well, it's going to be pickleball, of course. The cool thing about pickleball is that it can be played at any skill level and at any age. I chose this particular topic to inform you about because I'm an avid player of the sport. I teach it and I am a big advocator of it, and I enjoy helping people learn the sport. As you can see, I'm such an avid player that I'm wearing an appropriate attire to go along with it. It says dink responsibly, don't get smashed. Dinking is an important shot within the game of itself. And so from there, now that you kind of have a little bit about what the game is, we're going to get right into what you use to play the game. So, in order to play the game, you need to use a paddle. And paddles need to be USAPA approved in order to play in sanctioned tournaments. We got a couple examples of them here. This is the Encore blade. It's a polycarbonate core with a polycarbonate face. I have a second blade. I have a Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt's got a graphite face with a poly core. Those are all USAPA approved. The game is played with, obviously, balls of some sort. These are called pickleballs. They're wiffle balls. Wiffle balls also need to be USAPA approved in order to play in sanctioned tournaments. The outdoor balls have 40 holes. The indoor balls have 26 holes, and they're a little bit bigger. There are 24 different types of outdoor and indoor balls approved. Major companies include Franklin, Onyx, and Wilson. All very popular names in sporting. The net is 32 inches tall. And we play on a court that's 26 feet wide by 52 feet long. It's basically the same size as a badminton court. The court's interesting because unlike tennis, where the court has the out zones on the sides, the out zone in this particular case is right up along the net, and it's called the kitchen. You want to stay out of that, it's a 6-foot zone right up along the net. When you're in this zone, when you're in the kitchen, you can't hit the ball out of the air. You have to let it bounce during gameplay. If you're outside the kitchen, you can either hit the ball out of the air or you can let the ball bounce. It's totally up to you. So one of the things that they like to say is stay out of the kitchen. Pretend there's like an electric fence there as well. A little bit about the gameplay. Gameplay can be played in singles or doubles, much like tennis. In singles, you're going to play full court, and the idea is that you're going to want to stay far back as possible. You stay far back as possible and hit the ball across the court to where your opponent's not. If you run up to the net, the chance of them hitting the ball past you is very likely. You can also play doubles, which I think is more fun and much more social. In doubles, each of your partner and you take half the court and you work your way up to the front of the net, staying outside of the kitchen. Staying outside of the kitchen and using the dink rule, which is basically hitting the ball very shortly over the net, is crucial to the game. Otherwise, if it comes up to where about your chest is, the other team's going to smash it at you, and that's not very fun when you get the ball smashed right at your face. Doubles is also more social because you have more people that you can come and play. The game is played very much like ping pong or tennis, where you have to serve the ball. You serve the ball cross court. You serve it into the opponent's box. It has to bounce. On the way back, it's got to bounce one more time. After that, everything goes. Points are only scored on if your team is serving. If your team is serving and the other team makes a mistake, you get a point and you get to maintain your serve. Otherwise, it moves to the other team. Winning is pretty straightforward. You play to 11, win by 2. And at the end of the game, they do a really cool thing, which is extremely nice, is everyone comes up to the center of the court, they take the end of their paddles and they tap them together because germs are disgusting and shaking hands and fist bumping is all gross and what have you, so they use the end of their paddles. And everyone says, good game. It doesn't matter how old you are, what skill level you play at, from a rating of 3-0 in 0.5 increments up to 5-0, which is at the professional level. it doesn't matter. Everyone always has a good time. I really enjoy the sport. And in conclusion here, the game is, like I said, you can play at all skill levels. Everyone's very accepting at this particular sport. It doesn't matter if you play 1 time or 100 times. I play it a lot. I like to teach it, and if anyone wants to learn, they're more than welcome to add a comment to this video, and I'll be more than happy to reach out to them and get them some lessons if they want them. And then paddles and balls must be USAPA approved if you're going to play in a tournament. They're all going to be refereed. And 002, game on. Let's start a game.
Yay,
and then,
clap.
Hang on, we gotta clap and then show that everyone's still here and awake and paid attention. Thanks, everybody.